Hello, everyone. We have a rising star in the 2028 class. She's in for a massive season. Let's have her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Mallory McBeth. I'm in the class of 2028, and I go to Wayazta High School.
There we go. So, once again, thank you so much for taking time to do this. Like we said, we'll get all into the high school kind of upcoming season, upcoming role for you, but let's go all the way back to the beginning. What are some of your earliest memories of starting basketball?
Yeah, really since they could walk at a basketball in my
Fair.
hand. Both my parents kind of played a lot of sports in high school, and my dad played basketball at a D3 college, so got some of the basketball genes there. But really, like my two older brothers and I just kind of shooting around, whether it's in the basement on our like 7 foot mini hoop or the pop a shot or
Fair.
outside like in the backyard. It
Hmm.
was just always kind of like me and them and one on one that get a little too
Hmm.
competitive or just
Fair.
something like that, which that's my competitive side for sure.
100%. Can we beat dad in one on one yet or no?
He's like 6'8", so it's
Maybe
it's a little
not.
tough, but my speed's got him. My speed's got him.
Fair. And then the outside shot, like no one that tall wants to come out and guard. Come
Yeah.
on now. Yeah.
Yeah, no. They come out, I just blow by them, so.
Absolutely. So what are some of like your earliest memories or when did you first start doing like organized basketball and stuff like that? What are some of those first memories?
Yeah, so in second grade, second grade was the first year of like our travel
Mm-hmm.
basketball for Wayzata, but even before then, doing like the rec league with even some of the girls like I'm still best friends with and still play with today. But second grade is really when it like first started to kick off and register to me like, hey, like this is something I can really pick up and do and be good at.
And we saw last year really kind of got your feet wet and got like you were a full varsity participant. You were kind of
Mhm.
in the rotation more as the season progressed. Unfortunately, was due to some injuries, but kind of overall at the beginning of the year, what was your thoughts kind of going into last year? Nerves going into on varsity, kind of what was those thoughts process?
Yeah, I was certainly nervous. Like I can't sit
Hmm.
here and be like, "Oh yeah, no problem." It was kind of hard because like obviously start of the season, open gyms, summer skills, like you kind of have an idea, but then all of a sudden maybe you don't, or it's just um although it can be hard at times to know kind of where you're at.
Hmm.
And I feel like just the welcoming like
Hmm.
culture that we had just every time you walked into the gym what just made like kind of the transition and the progress throughout the whole season just super easy and that's like obviously thanks to our coaches but also like just upperclassmen and my teammates throughout the program for sure.
What was your first welcome to varsity moment? Was it in practice, in a game, or kind of what was that first, like, I'm on varsity realization?
Yeah, obviously it started in practice like going up against Sophie Hawkinson or
Oh, fair.
getting a screen from Katie Kelsenberg like that one that'll leave you with a mark but then just like in every game it's a battle
Hmm.
and there's no easy games like you gotta lay it all out there every game so no like super hard screen or anything crazy but
Hmm.
just kind of bits and pieces were definitely like welcoming me to varsity for sure.
Fair. The other question I have is, unfortunately, before the season kicked off last year, one of your other leaders, and Kate
Mhm.
Amelot, went down with a knee injury. What was kind of her message to you? Because kind of she was that veteran. She also kind of had been in your position as a ninth grader, kind of coming up to varsity, getting minutes. What was kind of Kate's message to you and to the team last year, kind of in a more of a coaching role?
Yeah, she was like an incredible leader just from the bench this past season, and obviously, like it would have been incredible for her to be on the floor, but like she made the best of her position, and it kind of helped us and helped me individually, like as kind of a second hand like
Mm-hmm.
player coach kind of role, which like certainly, as you kind of said, like helped me form into the player like I became just because of like Kate sharing the experiences that she had, and when she was in this position, this is how maybe she dealt with a little bit of the nerves, or yeah, kind
Mm-hmm.
of that type of stuff for sure.
For the people that haven't seen you play yet, I don't know what they're missing out on. How would you describe yourself as a player to people that haven't had the opportunity to see you play yet?
Yeah, so I'd say I'm a versatile player
Mm-hmm.
on both sides of the court. Whether that's in the paint trying to get a rebound or trying to create offensively for my team, I'd say I'm pretty versatile. And then I'm a leader on the court,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't matter, if I was a freshman or if I'm a senior or whatever, like wherever you're at. just using your voice to like kind of project and help people out. I mean, I feel like that's a big part of my game for sure.
Love it. So it's well known, well documented in Minnesota. The Lake Conference is a nightmare. Like that is not a fun conference to try and work through. As a player in it, I've never played in it, thank God. How would you describe playing in the Lake Conference? How does it prepare you for next level, for AAU? Like, what is that like?
Yeah, it's a battle. Like every Lake Conference game, like it's gonna be a great matchup, and there's like 1 through 5, there's studs on every team. Like everyone can do something different and contribute. And it's just like an all-out brawl. Like I mean, some games, it's physical or hey, I know this player's super quick. Like you got to really be like mentally sound and in the right headspace to say these are gonna be battles, and we're gonna go out here and compete.
So we'll look back a little bit last year. I would say a pretty successful game in the 4 regular season losses, all by 8 points or less. Nothing, no blowout, nothing of that nature. You knocked off Hopkins twice in the section, and that gave you guys the section section final at home. Something that hasn't happened for years. Unfortunately, stumbled again, but like we talked about, Sophie Hawkinson went down in the last game against Hopkins. Kind of, like I said, the injuries started piling up. What are some of those big takeaways you can take from that success last year? It's kind of like, hey, we beat Hopkins twice. We had that home court advantage. Coming into this year where you guys return a lot of pieces because, Kate comes back. You lose, I said, the two bigs, I would say, in Burns and Kelsenberg, and I would say Sophie Hawkinson and a few others. What can you take from last year that really move forward this year?
Yeah, I mean it's just building blocks. Like we're not, we're taking a couple pieces away and adding some pieces. Like we're not just erasing the board and starting completely new. Like it's just kind of every year can be a rebuild. And I mean we just got to build off of that and say, hey, like this is what we did really well last year, and think of like to where we got. And we again hadn't gotten number one in our conference for like 20 plus years, which in that moment we're like, hey, like that is a big win. But in the Lake Conference or in that sections, like you don't have time to like sit there and think about it. So I think in the off season we were really like, hey, like we totally took a step back and reflected and said, man, this like we did this really well last year, and it's just like full steam ahead this year.
So coming into this year, how do you see your role increasing or changing? What do you see kind of different from last year? Because I said, without the guards, some of the bigs, it kind of is that there's a lot of openings for opportunities, and you're one of those players that likely will step into those opportunities. How do you see your role increasing?
Yeah, I mean, number one, like a bigger leadership role. And I mean, like we, again, had a couple seniors graduate who just had built such a great culture throughout their time, and obviously that's like Coach Stewart builds that too. But really like the seniors and juniors and upperclassmen create that culture. So I mean that's something I want to carry, and not fully obviously like continue to like lean on my teammates and pick people up as a leader, but then also just kind of perform and help my teammates, and just like in the end, we have team goals, and yes, I have individual goals as well, but I mean, the team goals are what's going to get us pretty far.
So we mentioned we get Kate Amelot back this year, massive piece. You're taking an additional role, kind of stepping up there. Who maybe one or two players that people who else is on the team that people need to be like watching out for that you think is going to, on the Wayazta Trojans, really kind of expand their game this year?
I mean, for sure, Marin Day, Annika Kieser, like Tessa Frank, I think, can step into such a big role for us this year. I mean, she kind of helped us last year when, sadly, Sophie went down. But I mean, kind of the sky's the limit for like our even sophomore, junior, senior class. Just to kind of step up and for us to kind of like start carrying wins throughout the season and really, really hit some teams hard.
So as a leader, I want to talk about, you have an upcoming class of the 29s that has, like, I'd say 3 pretty big names in there in terms of Brielle Dankman, Sawyer Backer, and Nikki Gustafson. Having been in their position where kind of they don't know what minutes they're going to have, if they're going to be on varsity kind of situation, What is your advice to them, or kind of what is your leadership style with them to kind of get them over that hump, get them over, that there's going to be those welcome to varsity moments. What's your thoughts on kind of that group coming up right behind you?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for me because it's still fresh in my
Hmm.
mind. Like I'm only coming into my second season, for varsity, and I started and kind of went through the season, maybe not knowing so much. So it's just
Hmm.
like if I can kind of guide them, like almost like Kate did for me or Sophie did for
Yep.
me, because I know how I felt when they did that for me. So just kind of being there for them and saying, hey, like most of us here, we're going through this too, or we went through this, or
Hmm.
it's like can be unknown and that can be nerve wracking or scary. But at the end of the day, you kind of got to do what our team or coach needs you to do
Hmm.
in order for you to help this team win.
Absolutely. So I don't know if we know a full schedule yet, and we talked about the Lake Conference. Any games circled on the calendar for you, kind of must watch, must see kind of thing? Anything of that yet, or do we not know yet?
I mean, any like conference matchup.
Fair.
Like that's bound to be a good game. Like there's no, again, like I said, there's no blowouts, there's no cakewalks. Like every game's gonna be a hard fought battle. But really, like yeah, Hopkins, Minnetonka are the big, kind of our big two, and those are gonna be the best games for sure.
Fair. Absolutely. 100%. And so, looking at the season, we're getting inching closer and closer to state. Is that is
Mhm.
overall kind of right now? Has it been talking like state's the goal? Is it kind of, hey, we need to focus on day to day to day to get there? What's the team mentality and kind of overall goals for the upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, like we obviously take it day by day, practice by practice. Like that's what's gonna get us to our goals. So we focus on those really in the moment, but then of course those build up to like the small wins and then even bigger wins.
Hmm.
So obviously like take it day by day, week by week. Like if we have a couple opponents during the week, like we look at that, but then those wins or losses are gonna get us to where we want to be. Which I mean, we just want to compete and play hard like we have
Hmm.
done in our section, you know, win, like beat our
Hey.
get our finals and obviously make it to state. And I mean, every team in the state wants to make it to state.
Hmm.
But I mean, I think for us, it's not a dream. Like it can be a reality, and we can
Hmm.
for sure make that happen.
I mean, I said you guys are right there knocking on the door. You can see that building of like it used to
Hmm.
be like it was at Hopkins every year, section was at Hopkins, and then it's been building kind of everything. So I think I said it's going to be a good year. I don't think you guys are too far away from it. So I wouldn't. I said so. I'm excited to see how this breaks out this year. But we want to talk about the summer play for North
Hmm.
Tartan AAU. I always ask the question: where would you say you grew the most of this year, like during AAU, from when it started in I think is it March or April? I know they started early to when it ended. Where did you grow the most as a player this last year?
I think my just overall IQ,
Mm-hmm.
and like attention to detail for the game just grew tremendously. And that's offense and defense. Like offense, either reading the right plays or saying like, if I attack and then draw two, I get my teammate open. Defense, it's like, hey, do I gamble and go for the steal or do I
Mm-hmm.
like, cut her off and be physical? Just kind of those like small moments that feel like, a couple seconds, but in the end, they can really impact the game. And I think just my defense took a big leap this year, just kind of being scrappy, getting after it, and then offensively, just looking to create more. And whether that's for me or my teammates, like I feel like that took a big leap as well.
So where's been your most so far to date in your career? Where's the most exciting place you've ever went, or your favorite place you've ever taken? Because AAU takes y'all all over the
Mhm.
country.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Nike Nationals this year, like in Chicago. I mean, it was a surreal experience for sure. Like, um, so it was just really cool to see and
Hmm.
be able to walk around, Chicago and hang
Hmm.
out with the team. And but the facility was amazing, obviously. So, just kind of, I'd say Chicago, yeah.
Now we got to talk about Chicago. There was a game you did something that I've never done. That I don't know if a lot of basketball players can say they've done, but you played in a five overtime. Was it quarterfinal or semifinal?
It was like the Elite Eight, so quarterfinal.
I mean, sitting courtside for that, I was exhausted for you guys. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
walk us through the emotions of that game. I mean, because at the end, I don't think you came off the court in those five overtimes. Players were fouling out. You at one point were playing the center towards the end. Walk us through that game from your perspective.
I mean, it was just it was crazy. I'm gonna be honest, like full of ups and downs. And I mean, you never play a game and go through. You get to the fourth quarter and you're like, oh, I think this is gonna go to overtime. Like, no, you're gonna try your hardest to like finish out the game, and that's what we were trying to do at the end of each overtime. So we were trying to do, and it just kind of kept going and going, and we were just fighting. And I mean, I couldn't even be mad like at the outcome. I mean, like in the like Elite Eight or the like
Yep.
eight. That's just it's crazy at Nike Nationals and just to compete. Like we were on the court for like 2.5 hours and we were like, oh my god, we just did that. And I mean that just shows like our hustle and it was our intensity just to not like take our foot off the gas and just kind of go through those ups and downs and really like take it on the head. I mean, just try to go out there. I mean, yeah, we were exhausted. We were talking about that one for a couple weeks after, for sure.
I remember asking Allie Moore afterwards. I'm like, well, how's it going? And she's like, I wasn't playing in a sixth one. She's like, I was done. She's like, if we went to six, I was done. I'm like, well, you're the one that sent it to five, so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Like she was doing crazy things. Like Lauren was going crazy in some deep threes as well. I mean, yeah, like Amelia Ecker, like she fouled out. I think we both had like five foul. You get six at the UIBL tournament. So like I think we both had five at the end of the. I know I had five at the end of the third, and I was like kind of walking on thin ice, and then so I'll get through the fourth quarter, and then it just kept going to five overtimes. And I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how I didn't get that sixth foul, but I mean it was pretty incredible.
I mean, truly, I mean, when you talk about Dabby and 6'8", you were, I think the defender you got, like, with by the time Amelia fouled out was 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, she was pretty huge, and she was a stud. I mean, in warm-ups when we looked to the baseline and Don Staley's sitting right there, we're like, who are we about to play right now that she's sitting there for, right? And so that kind of we were like, okay, this is like obviously going to every game saying this is gonna be a good game, but I mean that like when we were warming up, that was our for sure like, hey, like let's lock in now and let's go compete.
And you all rebounded her. Like, don't let her, in both the third and fourth overtimes, you came up with, like, clutch, like, offensive rebound because you were able to outrun her, and we're like, okay. So, I said more credit to you because the height you were giving up, I'm like, she's going to give everything she got because she's giving up to a giant at this point. But yes, we had to bring up that game because I'm like, there's very few people that have played in a 5 overtime game. That was insane. But
it was, yeah.
So I want to talk about the kind of upcoming AAU season. Taking your talents to the Minnesota Suns. What has you the most excited about that move? Kind of what has you like looking forward to that?
I mean, I think it's just full of new opportunities. I mean, of course, like North Tartan coaches, players, like it was a great experience for 4 years, and I mean, I just looking for something a little different, and that just like nothing obviously personal. It's just for individually. I think it's a good move to just kind of see where it takes me and see what I can do.
Fair. And so I always will ask like kind of quick hitters here what we do. Any WNBA, NBA, high school or college, other players that you model your game after?
I mean, I really like or enjoy watching like kind of well Minnesota Lynx as a whole, but
Fair.
like Courtney Williams, like Ifisa Collier. I mean, Courtney is just like I don't know, she's just a dog. I mean, like she'll out hustle you, and then she'll just pull up jumper. Like that's unguardable. And then like Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins, like
Oh yeah.
Asia Wilson, all these big names. I mean, they're just like really incredible athletes, and I think just taking bits and pieces of their games and saying, oh, this is how I can modify mine, or like take after them in this realm of things. I enjoy, yeah.
Fair. I like it. Go to basketball shoe.
Ooh, I'd have to say like Sabrina Twos or Katie's.
Fair. Sabrina, if you're going to be a shooter, Sabrina shoes.
Yeah, I mean, right?
What better shooter to be from? Of course. Go to pre-game hype song.
Hype song. I gotta say probably Headlines by Drake.
Pre-game go-to meal or snack. I know some people snack, some people meal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a snacker. I can't eat too much before a game.
Fair.
But nice couple go-go squeezes or some Cheez-Its, I'd have to say.
Game-winning block, game-winning three.
I'd say, oh, that's a tough one. I'd say game-winning three. I feel
Of
like
course.
block could go wrong pretty quickly.
I always tell people, I'm like, I don't trust officials enough because, like,
It's like one little flop and they might call
not
that.
only that, they just might assume like, oh, the body weight, like they don't understand like
Yeah.
like principle of vertical. No, I'm like, it's great if you can do it, but I don't trust the officials would allow it to be done.
Yeah. Like it's a crazy defensive play for sure and like even just an in-game block is like crazy nonetheless, like a game saving or game winning one, but I feel like game winning three would be pretty electric too.
I've been asking this one to people, non-basketball related. Would you rather be trapped in a room full of spiders or snakes?
Spiders or snakes? Are the snakes poisonous? I have to ask a follow-up question.
That I'm not sure about. Either one, both can
Ooh.
be like non-poisonous. It's just spiders or snakes because I know which one my choice is.
I'd probably be spiders. I'd say spider. I'm not good with snakes. The slither not for
Thank
me.
you. Finally, I am the same way. I don't like snakes. People are like they're not poisonous. I don't care. They're gross. They're
The
icky. Get 'em away from me.
yeah,
No thank you.
not yeah, not a fan of that.
Yeah, Harry Potter's like doesn't scare me with the spiders and all that kind of stuff. I can't do snakes. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
no thanks.
Okay, so then when you're away from basketball and away from spiders and snakes, when you're just looking to kind of decompress, kind of like chill from the game, what can people find you doing? Like, what's your go-to thing to kind of just like decompress from the game?
I mean, I love to go to the cabin. I mean, like
Fair.
spend time with family and friends. That's like just a great way to kind of like reset and have some fun. I mean, I like to read a couple books, read books occasionally. But yeah, I mean, really just hang out with friends and family and just kind of chill out.
Love it. Okay, so here's the one we'll wrap it up with. We won't take your whole night. We'll wrap it up with this. In terms of Wayazta or your high school and AAU career, what does success mean to you? What does that word going to mean to you at the end of the day when you're hanging up for the final time as a college or sorry, for a high school or AAU athlete?
I mean, it just means reaching kind of the goals that I've set for myself every day. I mean, it's great to set those big goals and like shoot high, but I mean, I feel as if I set like smaller goals each day or for each practice. That really helps me like climb to what I see as success as the goal that I set for myself, or just achieving something kind of makes me happy or makes me like want to say like when I look back on it and however many years like man that was really awesome for me personally and just almost like life changing or that was awesome. So I mean just kind of setting those small goals is success for me.
Beating dad before graduation.
Yeah.
Fair. We'll get there. But once again, you're well on your way. I said one of my favorite players in the 28 class, one of those rising stars. You are a huge reason of why Wayzata is one of those in the mix for favorites for not only the Lake Conference, for the title. I said, keep doing it. I said, I cannot wait for this season. I think you guys are going to be one of the powerhouses. And it's going to be so fun to see you guys take on those matchups and take those roles on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You have a great one. Thank you so much for taking time. I said, here's to a great season, a healthy season. Can't wait to get to the gym with you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.